welcome back. Today we are going to be reading chapter 4 of Mummies in the Morning. But first, check out this meme that I made for you guys. So we left off in chapter 3 with Jack and Annie finding a mummy who came out of the shadows, and Annie says it's alive. So now we're going to find out what happens after they find that mummy. So today we're going to be reading chapter 4, Back from the Dead. Jack pulled Annie down. The white figure moved swiftly past them, then disappeared into the shadows. A mummy, said Annie. Back from the dead. Forget it, stammered Jack. Mummies aren't alive. He picked up the Egypt book. What's this? Said Annie. She lifted something from the floor. Look, the mummy dropped this thing. It was a gold stick, about a foot long. A dog's head was carved on one end. It looks like a scepter, said Jack. What's that? Asked Annie. It's a thing kings and queens carry, said Jack. It means they have power over the people. Jack pulled Annie down. The white figure moved swiftly past them, then disappeared into the shadows. A mummy, said Annie. Back from the dead. Forget it, stammered Jack. Mummies aren't alive. He picked up the Egypt book. What's this? Said Annie. She lifted something from the floor. Look, the mummy dropped this thing. It was a gold stick, about a foot long. A dog's head was carved on one end. It looks like a scepter, said Jack. What's that? Asked Annie. It's a thing kings and queens carry, said Jack. It means they have power over the people. Come back, Mummy, Annie called. We found your scepter. Come back. We want to help you. Shush, said Jack. Are you nuts? But the mummy? That was no mummy, said Jack. It was a person. A real person. What kind of person would be inside a pyramid? Asked Annie. I don't know, said Jack. Maybe the book can help us. He flipped through the book. At last he found a picture of a person in a pyramid. He read, Tomb robbers often carry the treasure buried with mummies. False passages were sometimes built to stop the robbers. Jack closed the book. No live mummy, he said. Just a tomb robber. Yikes. A tomb robber, said Annie. Yeah, a robber who steals stuff from tombs. But what if the robber comes back, said Annie. We'd better leave. Right, said Jack. But first I want to write something down. He put the Egypt book into his pack. He pulled out his notebook and pencil. He started writing in his notebook, Tomb robber. Jack, said Annie. Just a second, said Jack. He kept writing. Tomb robber tried to steal. Jack, look, said Annie. Jack felt a whoosh of cold air. He looked up. A wave of terror went through him. Another figure was moving slowly toward them. It wasn't a tomb robber. No. It was a lady. A beautiful Egyptian lady. She wore flowers in her black hair. Her long white dress had many tiny pleats. Her gold jewelry glittered. Here, Jack, said Annie whispered. Give her this. She handed him the gold scepter. The lady stopped in front of them. Jack held out the scepter. His hand was trembling. He gasped. The scepter passed right through the lady's hand. She was made of air. This is where he wrote, tomb robber tried to steal. And then here's a picture of the lady. And that is Jack and Annie trying to give the lady the scepter. So that's what it looks like. You can see the dog head on the end of it. And it's a gold stick.
We found out in chapter 4 that it wasn't a mummy. They thought maybe it was a tomb robber because tomb robbers would steal different things that were buried with mummies. And then they found out it was an Egyptian woman and she's made out of air. So make a prediction of what you guys think is going to happen, who you think this Egyptian woman is. Go ahead, pause this video, and make a prediction. That concludes chapter 4. We know that a scepter is something that kings and queens would carry and is made of gold. It also shows that they have power over people, and yeah, it's something that they carry. And so Jack and Annie, in the end, in that picture, are trying to give it to that Egyptian woman. So that concludes chapter 4. I hope you guys are taking some breaks in between distance learning and get to go play outside because it is starting to get really warm outside. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Make sure you check out that Google Forms for chapter 4.